there's a term called prognosis without diagnosis is malpractice. So you'll talk to coaches. I've worked with, thousands of real estate agents and mortgage lenders, and they all have these coaches, and as you know, everybody walking is now a coach. They've made $3 in their life, but they're a life coach.
Right.
They're 50 pounds overweight. They drive a Yugo, and they live in a house that's worth as much as your pool table. But all of a sudden, I'm a life coach because you called yourself that. So they start throwing out ideas and advice. I want to make very clear on that I can help you. I know I can help you because I've been in network marketing off and on my whole life, and I've been teaching networking for 17 years. But I want from you to tell me, what do you want regarding referrals and sales? What do you want more of? And let me kind of define. It's kind of two or threefold. Have you heard the term power partner?
Mm-hmm.
So you have power partners. I'm going to go deep on that with you too. You have power partners. Then you have people who could care less about the opportunity. They like the product, which is great. If you don't have that, you wouldn't have been doing this since I've known you in high school. So the product has to be good. That's a given. It has to be. And any network marketing company, I don't care how good the pay plan is, if the product sucks, the company is going to die. That's the bottom line. So you got power partners. You got people that want to use the product. Then I don't have your notes in front of me, but I'm pretty sure you like to work with women. They could be stay-at-home moms who either want a side gig, augment their income, want to work from home and have their own home-based business. So it's actually threefold. You have regular people opportunity. You have people who want to use the product, and then you have power partners. Now with power partners, just so you and I are on the same page, a power partner for you, just so I want you to understand that my understanding of it, for the products, hairstylist, chiropractor, massage therapist. Power partner, my definition is someone who works with the exact same people you do, and you work with people who want to look good, feel good. Who else does that? Massage, personal trainer, hairstylist, chiropractor. That's a very, very, very short list of your power partners. With power partners, I don't care if they ever use my product. I want them introducing me to the other two, opportunity seekers and people who want to use the product. So power partners, a lot of people make the mistake of trying to sell to a power partner. That's the way you're going to lose a referral source. Mm-hmm. It's like, Theresa, do you have kids? Oh, good. They're 12 and 14. Have you thought what would happen to them if something happened to you? What I'm trying to do is sell you life insurance.
Right.
We don't want to become that person. So with the knowledge of power partners, use the product. Opportunity seekers, what does Theresa want more of?
Probably a little bit more power partners, but that's what the magazine has helped with, because now, let me grab a Kleenex. Yeah. Because I have a lot of, as far as power partners, as far as people that I work with a lot in Mary Kay, obviously. Most of my direct friends, how we lift each other up in that way. With that being said, with the magazine, it's been really helpful because now I'm going to chamber meetings. I'm part of, all the community knows that Theresa Addison is the face of I'm the sales rep for the whole thing. So that's been very helpful because I have been getting referrals from people who start to learn, oh, she does Mary Kay as well.
Right.
I do sometimes the makeup for the photo shoots and things like that. So I think I could help learning a little bit more broad spectrum of those people. Of course, always people's customers. No, I'm good at that, getting customers. This product is an amazing product.
Yep.
Wouldn't be around for 56 years, and the company does what it does. But yeah, and then of course I'm looking for more. I'm looking for it all. I mean, I'm broad spectrum and all that as far as wanting to look at building more of my unit and things like that. I have a pretty strong unit, but when I took care of my dad and my mom when they passed away, that's a nice thing. I had to just maintain a little bit.
Sorry about that.
I'm ready for growth. So, being back in the Cadillac, our unit averages lately about $250,000 that we produce. But, when we were in Cadillac, we were close to 400,000
per year, per month, per week.
That's for the year.
Okay.
Where they're producing.
So, question for you on that topic. I was formulating my question. Okay, yeah. So Theresa, on your Mary Kay team, how many people are you coaching, mentoring directly to yourself? I'm not talking about your 9,000 levels deep. Your direct 1 or 2 levels, the go-getters that you are mentoring on a monthly, weekly, daily basis. How many numbers of people are you talking to?
My key people range anywhere from as low as 5 during that month, because it changes on upwards to about 15, 20. The key people that are really wanting to work this as a business, not just getting the product at cost or playing with it, but women that are doing well. And so, like, we're doing a Zoom party tomorrow. I'm inviting them on. I do meetings there, but where they're inviting their customers now so that they can see me and me showcase the product. So that's learning for them, but selling for them as well.
Okay. And have you seen these pictures? Let me get it in there. Hold on. I got to line up. Have you been seeing these pictures I've been posting?
Yes.
So those are my referral groups. I've been running referral groups for the last 17 years, and 17 years as of yesterday. And now I got to make them all virtual. So it's been
interesting.
Nerve-wracking to say the least. Yeah, because people in their 60s sometimes a little technology challenged, let's say.
Yeah.
Okay. So let me tell you my goal when I sent this email out about doing the free coaching. Technically nothing's free, even though you're not paying, right? So but I know karma-wise everything comes back. So my ultimate goal is, so I run networking groups and help people invest in land. And I become a multimillionaire from the land, not from teaching networking. And I'll tell you more about kind of how my life goes. Now, I turned the coaching off for the last 7 years to coach my wife and to get really good at investing in land. I've turned it on the last 3 months. So I'm like, I got to sit at home. I got ADD. I'm going to freaking be going out killing people if I don't do something with my time. I'm going to freak out. So I sent that email out. I think you were number between 5 and 10 that got back. 56 people got back. I told you that I sent you an email. That first one stood me up.
Yeah.
So her email was, I'm struggling. Anything you can do to help me. So I book it with her. She's a real estate agent in Hawaii. She doesn't get back. I wait 6 hours. COVID's got me freaking out. I haven't been checking my email or my calendar. Can we please reschedule? I didn't even respond. I just deleted the email and took her off the list. I'm offering free coaching and you stand me up.
Not good.
So whether this is for your team, for someone you meet, a business owner that's struggling, I do one-on-one coaching on networking. You're going to get a hell of a flavor for it today. I have 2 different courses on networking. I do coaching calls and I do webinars. I want you to know that there is zero doubt I could blow your team up. It's not free, and I'm not going to sell you anything today. I'm letting you know this is a sampling of what I do for people, okay? That's the only sales pitch you're getting. Now I'm gonna, unless you have something else to tell me, it's gonna be work time.
Okay. I want to hear about land banking as well. But
what's that?
I would like to learn, hear more about your land banking.
Well, when this, I can send you a link so you can watch a presentation. We have people over every month, but obviously we can't have people over right now. So I'm going to tell you this, and I'm not bragging, Theresa, but if you're going to take advice from somebody, you should know they're fairly successful. Okay, so last year, averaging 15 hours a week, we made $677,000. Now, to some people, that's not a lot of money. To some people, that's a shit ton of money. Working 15 hours a week. Now, I'm working harder now than before this because I sent that email out. I'm coaching people and I'm creating content. I've had numbers of people contact me the first week we went down saying, Rick, do you keep your eyes and ears open for opportunities to augment your income, blah, 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 which if you've been taught that, it's the singular worst approach you can do. I created a course called the Networker's Approach. Did you see the screenshot I put on Facebook?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I finished it. Could I go through it with you?
Okay.
I'm going to go through that with you, and then we're going to go deep on what you say when you talk to people, and I'm going to give you some ideas on power partnering. Now, when I launch this, you can just send your team to watch it. But again, you're getting the raw version. Now, when I record this, I'll send it out, and then you can just send it to your team or whatever. How not to offend everyone you come in contact with, how to get people to chase you instead of you chasing them. So when you're walking up to people, or whether it's you or whoever, and saying, hey, are you open opportunities? Are you looking for something on the side? I want to help everyone with the wording. So when people see you coming, they don't run, whether it's you or your team, because, well, I don't want to spoil it. Everything I was about to tell you is in here. So let me just start moving forward. What to say, what not to say when trying to build your referral-based practice. Thanks for attending. I'm Rick Silva, blah, blah, blah. I used to be an engineer with Eastman Kodak. Then I was involved. I'm going to go a little quicker because you'll get a copy of this. But I was a recruiter with Cisco Systems. I've been teaching networking for 17 years. I have 2 courses on networking, blah, blah, blah. For the last 10 years, 9.5 or 10 years, I've been helping my wife with her land investing business. In 2008, my house went $300,000 under market. I got divorced February 12th of 2008. And if you recall what happened in February 12th, from late 07 to early 08, the real estate market, boom. So my house went down $300,000 in 2 months in Pleasanton. So I did a deed of trust transfer. I handed her the house where she still lives to this day with my kids.
Okay.
I rented a room. I got an apartment, and I was paying $2,000 a month child support. And then my coaching clients go from this to this. My bills go from this to this. I got child support and rent now. So I always tell people, your income is here and your bills are here, and then your bills go here and your income goes here. This gap is going on credit cards. I don't know about you, but when you're $5,000 a month negative, how long does it last? It lasted about 6.5 months. And then I had to file for bankruptcy. Then the guy was, so when I go for bankruptcy, I move with my friend. I'm living with him for a little while. He gets a big giant bonus check from either Google or Facebook and buys a house. So now I have nowhere to live. And I'll finish that story off in 1 second. So I've had over 6,000 one-on-one coffee meetings. I'm very comfortable doing what you and I are doing because I've done it over 6,000 times in Starbucks and Pete's Coffee. Facilitated over 1,000 networking groups. So I'm bankrupt in late 09, mid to late 09. That's not like the car. That is the actual Cadillac that I owned that they had to come and put on a tow truck because it got repossessed because I couldn't pay for it. Do you know the Pleasanton Hotel, downtown Pleasanton?
Oh yeah.
So this is the mansion. This is the top floor. Above the restaurants, there are offices. So in the front here is an office, and in the back is an office. These are converted bedrooms. So they had closets. I put my clothes in there. I slept on that futon, and I showered at the gym for 7 months. I was homeless, other than sleeping in my office. The next step would be sleeping in my car. Then I met my wife, and stuff changed. Now, this is long before I met my wife. I shared this stage with Les Brown when I was broke, but I knew the concepts work. I knew this stuff worked. I just had to prove it to myself first. So I became successful before I started teaching this stuff. But that's me and Les Brown. I cured type 2 diabetes. I lost 40-something pounds. On the left-hand side, my glucose. That's not right. That's not correct at all. My glucose, the meter went to 445. I got to fix that slide. I think that's an image. That's incorrect. My glucose is 445, and you don't want to be over like 105. And then I went on what's called a pancreatic reset in 12 weeks. That's the difference in 12 weeks. That wasn't a long time. That was 12 weeks. I'm fitter than that now. I started working out, but I'm a big fan of your industry because health products and all that good stuff. This is the shelf right up above my head, and those are the awards we've won for land banking. This is building credibility that I've been in this business and I've won an award every year. Last year they didn't do one, and this year I don't know what's going to happen, but we've won an award every year we could, and that's anywhere from 250,000 to over $500,000 to get those. What I want to show you now in the land banking world, and this is leading to a point. This is not bragging about how much money I've made, but when I tell you the story about how I made it, this leads to power partnering and what could happen to you and people on your team's lives when you learn power partnering, okay? So this isn't what they invested. This is what I walked into Comerica Bank and deposited in my bank account, okay? We've only just begun. So you just watch the screen change, and I can see when your screen changes, I'm looking. So I'm changing it after about you see it for 2 or 3 seconds.
Mm-hmm. And that's each month?
No, this was in 6 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell you the story. Look real close at this one. Lean in, put your glasses on.
I know, I can see the numbers.
Okay, let me tell you the story. While I have this, let me see what the next slide is. Yeah, while I have this on the screen. So power partnering is working with and talking to people who already have Theresa's client, whether it's for the product, the opportunity, or they're a pure power partner, okay? Let's just use in your world, I can't imagine a good one's not a makeup artist or a hairstylist. I mean, Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
So in my world, my best power partner is mortgage lender, because mortgage lenders see old 401ks. And about 85, we've sold over 500 parcels of land in 9 years. And the average real estate agent does like 10 a year. We've done like 540. 80% of those people use old 401ks, roll it to a self-directed IRA. The self-directed IRA can buy the dirt. I don't know, at least 200 or 300 of those deals came from mortgage lenders, because they see a lot of old 401ks. If you go and you get a loan to buy your next home, they're going to see all your finances. So we talk to them. We don't talk to financial planners because they see us as competition. Mortgage lenders not only do not see us as competition, we can pay them referral fees, and we've paid big referral fees. So here's the story, and it's big. So my wife does, we meet an escrow officer who's another good power partner because they're involved in real estate.
Right.
She puts 20 people in a room. My wife does a 70-minute presentation, and the people in the room paid $25 each to get a beautiful, it's at the Crow Canyon Country Club, to get a beautiful chicken salad. They paid $25 each to come. I didn't pay, they paid. Most of the time we pay, but in that one, the lady goes, I got it. Don't worry, you just show up and do your presentation. Okay, cool. We get done. There's a lady sitting in the back like this the whole time, not saying a word. That's usually in a presentation. As long as they're not doing this, the one that's silent and just paying attention to every word, that's your sleeper. That's your whale sitting in the back, taking it all in and gonna get you later. So she came up to me and she goes, I want to meet with you. Let me make sure I have one of my business cards coming. I need to show it to you soon here. So we sit down with her and she goes, I want to talk to you about some land I have. And I go, we can't help you because the land that we sell has been vetted by one of the richest, most successful men in the world, and it's through his company. I can't help you with. She goes, I don't need help with my land. My grandfather bought 2 acres in Fremont in 1979, and this was the land he bought on Osgood in Fremont, the BART station. Bought it for $250,000. They were in escrow for millions and millions and millions and millions and millions. Now she's a real estate agent, but her mom's in her mid-70s, and she didn't want her mom to take gazillions of dollars and buy a bunch of houses, because at 78 you don't want to be a freaking landlord, right? So she goes, we made the millions in land. My mom lives in Ruby Hill because of some other land that my grandfather owned. All we know is land. They do. Have you heard of the term 1031 exchange?
Yes, but need more clarification. I've heard of it.
No problem. So Theresa, you own a home in Modesto, and you paid $300,000 for it. You sell it for $600,000. There's $300,000 profit, right? Mm-hmm. You and your husband put the $300,000 in the bank. You pay taxes on it. If you take that money and buy another house or 5 more houses or a building or land, any one of those 3, tax-free.
Mm-hmm.
So you take the $300,000 in profit, buy more houses or land, and no taxes. You get taxed at the end when you ultimately. So if you go 300,000 to 600,000, then you take the 600,000 into a building, and now you have 2 million. Then you go 5 million, and you go, I want to retire. You cash the 5 million out. Then you're going to pay the taxes on the 5 million, but you weren't paying taxes along the way.
Along the way. Okay.
So they put it, they take 1031 half the money with us. They put the other money in the bank and pay the taxes on it. These checks I showed you are all from that lady and her mother because we did a 70-minute presentation at a freaking golf course. Now in that room, that's half the story. So a power partner brought us in, not unlike a hairstylist bringing you in. And I know a hairstylist, Deanna Hinkins, if you know her, in Pleasanton Hair Light Salon. She'll bring somebody that does cabbie or does jewelry, clothing every month. And she brings all her girls in with wine and they have finger foods and somebody comes in and presents. There's nothing stopping you from doing that, just like I did it, but I'm in real estate. So in the room is a mortgage lender who ended up getting sick and we didn't hear from her for 2 years. She had a tumor. 2 years later, she now owns from us. She's purchased 11 properties herself, anywhere, 20,000 to 200,000 each. You can get properties for 25 grand. It's not, you have $10 million in the bank. She just bought her 11th or 12th. She has referred, Theresa, I'm gonna get real close, 47 sales that I've made because of that one lady. So one mortgage lender, I made 47 sales, and the other lady in the room, you saw the slides. So that presentation, I've made over $1 million from one presentation for an hour, and someone else paid for everyone's salads. That's the power of power partnering. I'm gonna mute so I can cough. Hold on 1 second.
Okay. Wasn't that bad?
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep going through the slides, but basically what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna teach you what to say. No matter if you're trying to get a power partner to refer you, or if you meet somebody and you're trying to get them to work with you and or the opportunity, I can have the wording go to money, to the opportunity, to the product. It's easy. So let's keep going. You still see my slides?
Mm-hmm.
See number 5 on the list?
Yeah, network marketers.
It's there. I'm fond of the industry. Now, just as a point of reference, let me see if I can pull this out real quick. I had a lady that I met. I always wanted to try CBD. I don't like to take medication, but I'm like, I want to try CBD. So I met a lady in an event, and she says, I do CBD. And I said, say no more. Is it network marketing? She said, yes. I go, good. Let's meet for coffee. I meet her for coffee. I say, you can join my groups for free. Now, I can't have Mary Kay. I'm just letting you know, I can't have Mary Kay. Because I had some people come in and offend members with the wrong approach. You could come to my groups with a magazine and hit it with Mary Kay later if you wanted to. But,
who was the Mary Kay person that you had?
Oh, geez. This was a long time ago, and I've met 5,000 people since then. I can't remember. Because when I have a bad experience, I forget. I honestly can't remember. It's a long time ago. I don't even know if I could look it up. She's with this company. They're called CTFO, Changing the Future Outcome. These are my CBD gummies, and then I have CBD drops. So am I in network marketing? Yeah, I do about 500 a month on it, doing no effort. I put her in my groups, and I let her sell it, and anybody who wants to use the product or join, she plugs them under me. So I'm involved in network marketing, but I've been in 2 other times. One company folded. It was an energy drink when everybody was doing the Asahi drinks.
Can't remember, but yeah, I had some cousins try it.
Yeah.
Try to get
and
me to
then
it.
in 1991, there was a company called ESA. The acronym was ESA, Electronic Secretarial Administrator. And it was 100 phone lines, and you could do fax on demand, and if you had 10 homes you were selling, they could call and click a button and it would be a voicemail reading back to them, telling them all about the property. It was unbelievable. And that went really good. And then the company, I was making like $6,000 a month on that. And then the company decided to private label it and offer the product to network marketing companies. So then you could just plug that voicemail system into your group. And if you wanted to let's say you needed to call 300 people, you'd call your voicemail system, leave the message, and the voicemail system would call the 300 people for you and leave the message. Theresa, 19 years ago, that's 19 years ago, this was unheard of. But when they plugged it into the network marketing companies, they had to lower the price so they could give the markup to the network marketing companies. My commissions went from 6,000 to 1,500. The company folded. Biggest mistake they ever made.
What was the name of that company?
ESA, Electronic Secretarial Administrator. That was in like 1991, 92. And I did very well. I recruited like 150 or 160 people personally frontline. I have a lot of experience in the business, just haven't done it in a long time. And I have more experience in teaching people what to say. So we all get taught the 6-foot puke factor. And a lot of times in network marketing, at the beginning, it's, hey, if someone's within arm's reach of you, just tell them what you do. Tell them all about your product. I called it the 6-foot puke factor. People get close enough. They can puke on you. They're going to sell you the crap, which has been successful for some people. But when people say, I've run out of friends and family members, people don't want to talk to me, all that stuff, it's because the approach was offensive. Bottom line, hands down, there's no getting around it. And I'm going to give you some examples of what's happened to me. So people don't care about the opportunity. Well, they care about the opportunity, but they don't care about you. They don't care about what you do. They want to know how you can help them. And it's got to be more than just you want to make some extra money on the side, because it just sounds too salesy. It bothers people. Or said another way, no one wants to be sold, but everyone wants to help. And what I'm going to do before we're off today, and I want to have respect for try to get you off by, is I want to teach you wording that makes people chase you. You're not chasing them. Because chasing people is hard. People chasing you is easy. And it's the same words you've been using. I'm gonna see my head. You don't remember the old switchboards? They pull the cable out, they plug it in, and I'm just gonna all I do is I take, and you know more about your company, your products, and pay plan 10,000 times more than me. But one thing I know is how to rewire people so they take what they're saying and they just shift it. It's the same words. Okay, I've recruited hundreds of people for network marketing opportunities, but I use the indirect sales approach. I didn't go, hey, you're looking for a side opportunity. I want you to be loved by people. I don't want people ducking their heads. Here comes the opportunity seeker. Oh, they're going to sell me their stuff.
Right, totally.
So no matter how much you're currently earning in your direct sales company, I guarantee you what I'm going to show you is dramatically going to increase it for you personally and for your team. Theresa, you've been in this business so long, it's going to be more for your team, but I have zero doubt that whatever you're making, if you learned what I'm going to teach you today, your income would be at least double, if not triple, if you learned this 10 years ago. That's zero doubt. Okay. Last thing before we go. So my broke mentor makes about $1 million a month. That's my poverty mentor. So as you know, if you want to make more money, if all your team did, if all they did was say, in fact, hold on, I'm going to pull up what you sent me. If all your team said is wait till you meet Theresa. She's been with Mary Kay for 20 years. She's earned 11 cars. Wait till you meet her. You aren't going to believe how awesome she is. If all they did was sell you and never sell the opportunity, never sell the products, sell a meeting with Theresa. If that's all they did, Theresa, your life is set forever. You'll make so much freaking money. People sell the wrong damn thing. So when you have now when you're in the, I bet you even there's probably somebody above you and you go, wait till you, I'm nothing. This guy, he owns mansions. There has to be a woman, probably a woman other than I said guy, but woman. There's probably a woman above you that makes you look like a peanut, right?
Of course, yes.
So if you want to impress your team, you get that person on a call, right? But your team wants to impress them people, they get you on the call. So one of the big things is find somebody more successful than you and just do what they did. And one thing I've learned is I do one thing. I've made millions of dollars in land banking, and I'm looking off to the side because your pretty picture's over there, even though I know the camera's here. I'm looking at your face. I should be looking here, but it's weird. I'd rather look at your face.
Yeah.
All I do is this is what I did. This is how I did it. This is what I saw. Wait till you meet my wife. She probably only 10 people in the world know more about land investing than my wife. I build my wife up. I'm not going, hey, Theresa, I have 9 parcels of land in Southern California, zoned heavy industrial, blah, blah. You're like,
yeah, too much info.
wait till you meet my wife. Oh, we have this 7-layer pay plan and it pays this. Hey, when you buy this bonus and you package it together, then you get this bonus. Theresa, off and on for 20 years, I don't understand the pay plan. I log in and I go, did I make money? Yep, good. Awesome. Thank you. People are selling pay plans and product lines and 97 levels deep. And no. Wait till you meet Theresa. Now, if I ended the webinar with that, and I just told you, craft your bio and tell your people to say this, we could hang up. Because that's what I learned from my broke ass mentor who makes $1 million a month. who's 5 years older than you and I, net worth, I can't say. I already said too much. More than you have ever made in our lives times 50. I'm going to go back to my prezo. Hold on. Now, what he taught me was this. He goes, Rick, I know in your world you're a big deal. You've stood on stage. I did research on you. I know you've gotten off stage. You've sold your course. You've signed autographs. I know in your world you're a big deal. He goes, I'm waiting for the screen to change. And he's sitting in his office and he points at the front door. And he goes, see that coat rack by the front door? He goes, when you walk in here, you're going to learn how to hang that 10-gallon ego hat on the hat rack, or you're going to stay broke like you are. And compared to him, you and I are broke asses. You and I don't have a dollar compared to him. We're negative 50 million compared to him. So no matter what I had compared to him, I'm broke. Okay, so he goes, you're going to stay broke like you are unless you can take that ego hat off, because the ego hat keeps you from listening. So that's why I always tell people, no matter how much you think you know, no matter how much you make, I promise you this, Theresa, there's no one you've ever met in your life that knows more about networking than me. It will never happen. 17 years, my entire life is on this one thing. I was put on this earth to network and teach networking. So I'm asking everybody I talk to for an hour, just take your hat off and say, maybe this guy knows more than me. Because if you think you know as much as me, I can't teach you. You won't learn because you got a wall up.
Right.
So let's assume Rick's crazy. Rick's going to say some things. You're going to go, he's crazy. Yeah, but I've taught this to 25,000 people. And I have 30 pages of testimonials to show. And my wife's doing pretty good in her business from exactly what I'm going to show you. So hopefully you guys are on here. Let me look. Yes, you're in the bottom of the second row.
Yeah.
What I can't believe is, now when I did the research and I made the list, I can't believe Amway's not on there, but I think they might have fallen under that, like, World Global Network, because they've changed their name like a million times. Nobody walks up to anybody anymore and says, I'm with Amway. They've got 10,000 names now.
Right.
But anyway, this is a short list of the companies out there, just so people know I did a little research and I know it's out there. Most of them being, very few, by the way, being wealth and money. Almost every one of them is weight loss, CBD, look good, feel good. Very few are money, which is interesting to me. So how are we going to make money now and in the future? Remember, wealth is created when you help other people create wealth. We put more money in our pockets when we help other people put more money in their pockets. So when we're talking to people and we're meeting people, and Theresa, I'm not going to insinuate for a second that you think the way I'm going to say, but a lot of people do think this way. The only reason they're picking up the phone and the only reason they're doing it is to make money. So if that's the intention, then the person is a salesperson. And there's nothing wrong with being a salesperson. There's times when we all have to be salespeople. You're just not going to build a referral-based practice being a salesperson. So I'm going to talk about the indirect sales approach. Have you ever heard the term reticular activating system, or the RAS?
No, actually, I may have heard of it, but.
Okay. Well, when we're done, you're really going to heard of it. So the indirect sales approach. Are you interested in making more money? As soon as I hear that, me personally, and almost everyone I know, they're going to try to sell me Amway. That's just the standard line in mind, right? Mm-hmm. When you ask that question, you're going to get a yes or a no, and that's it. Nothing else, because that's what you asked for.
Yes.
I'm going to teach you a different way to do this where you're going to get a third thing. I'll explain it to you. If you walked up to everyone you said and say, hey, have you ever heard someone say, I need to make more money? Do you see it's the same question? Remember I told you, I'm not going to change what you're doing. I'm going to flip it. Are you interested in making more money? Your answer is going to be yes or no. And the next time you see me coming, if the answer is no.
Right.
Hey, Theresa, in your whole entire life, have you ever heard somebody say, man, I need to make a little bit more money?
Yes.
Who hasn't?
Right.
So guess what? When I ask you that question, I'm going to get a yes. I'm going to get a no. Or you're going to give a name and a number of a friend who just got laid off or just had kid number 3 and can't afford to pay childcare anymore. So they're going to be a stay-at-home mom. So with the first question, are you interested? It's yes or no. Have you ever heard someone say, here's what the response is going to be? Man, I just said that the other day. But that same exact person, if you walk up to them and say, are you interested in making money? No, because they do not want to be sold to.
Right.
If you walk up to them and say, have you ever heard someone say, I need to make more money? These are the responses. I just said that. I was just thinking that the other day. I was talking about my husband about it. We need to make a little extra money. Or they're going to say, no. They're going to say, man, my friend just got laid off. And they're going to give you a name and number. Now, when you call that person, it's not a cold call because their best friend told you to call them.
Yes.
So with one thing, with the first question, you get a yes or a no, or and you also get people that maybe don't want to talk to you anymore. With this one, you ask them for help. Theresa, I need your help. Have you ever heard someone say, I need to make more money? Oh, God, I hear that all the time. Then you've opened, now do you see my reaction with it? One's no and one's, oh, God, I hear that all. You've opened them up to help you because you said, I need your help. Have you ever heard someone say? As soon as you go, have you ever said, do you need, using the word you and your, people don't like it. And in fact, that's one of my next slides. So what I learned at Cisco Systems was call an engineer, and I'm going to make you the engineer. And I was a recruiter trying to get you to quit your current job and get another job. Okay. Theresa, are you interested in hearing about a job at XYZ company?
No.
Let me see if I have, no, I don't have it. Oh yeah, that's the wrong way. The right way is, hey, Theresa, my name's Rick Silva. I'm with XYZ Staffing Company, and I'm not trying to freak you out. I have an opening at XYZ Company. They're looking for, now what I'm gonna do, Theresa, if the guy is a VP of engineering, I'm gonna say, now just to preface this, I'm selling to you this entire time and you'll never feel it.
Right.
Okay. First one is, Theresa, are you looking for a VP of sales job at XYZ company? You're going to get a yes or a no. Theresa, I need some help. I'm a recruiter. I have an opening for VP of engineering at XYZ company. They need to have gone to one of these 3 schools. Now, Theresa, I already saw the guy I'm talking to. I saw his bio on the company. I know he went to MIT. So I'll say Berkeley, MIT, Stanford. I'll put MIT in the middle. Now, if you're talking to somebody who just had another baby, you'd say something to the effect of, have you ever heard a friend or family member say, I just had another baby. I know this person did. I'm resonating with them, but I'm not going to sell to them. So you get to engineer, VP of engineering. My name is Rick Silva. With XYZ Staffing Company, I have the VP of engineering spot open. I'm not trying to pull you out of your company. Don't freak out. I need to know an engineer that's went to one of these 3 schools. Would you happen to know, maybe you have a friend that's a VP? Because I don't want you to leave your company, even though I really wanted to leave. I don't want you to leave your company. Would you happen to know? Here's what happens so many times. I learned this. It's unfreaking believable. It's gonna be, let me think about that. No, I don't, and I'm really good where I am. Awesome. The guy didn't tell me F off, nothing. He was really nice. Out of 10 calls, I'll get that twice. And the other 8, it's gonna be 4 of these. It's gonna be 4. I got a friend. I just talked to him. We both went to MIT together. He hates his job. Let me send you his LinkedIn information. Tell him I told you to contact him. There's 4. Is that a cold call? Hell no. And that's a guy, he just told me, his friend. Here's the other 4. Hey, Theresa, XYZ company looking for blah, blah, blah. I got an opening at this company. Do you know anybody that's interested? Hey, Rick, I'm at work. Let me give you my home phone number. Call me tonight and tell me more about it. That's how you make millions of dollars. Now, again, if I stop now, your life has changed. If you take this, tell your team to sell you and not the damn product or opportunity or 27 layers and the cars. Nah, sell you. Okay. And then indirect sales approach. But I'm going to go deeper now. We're going to learn we're going to go into the wording here. We'll get it done. I'm looking at the time. So the use of you and your makes people want to run. Theresa, are you looking for an opportunity?
Right.
Remove the words you and your from your vocabulary. People want to help you. They don't want to be sold to. And if the recording's working, you're going to get a recording of this entire thing. Now, the day we go on shutdown, this is in my Facebook inbox. And I'm not going to read this one because I'm going to read the other one. So keep your glasses on. I'm going to show you the next one that I spent time putting graphics on. Hey, Rick, I came across your profile and see you're in the real estate and business coach. With all this going on, we've had a lot of great success helping people pivot financially. Are you keeping your options open to make money in other industries? Do you see you and your in there?
Yeah.
By the way, Theresa, if you ever send me an email, that's professional. Now, if I know you, I might put TY or thank with the letter U, but when you're outreaching somebody you've never talked to and you use the word you, I'm already not going to do business with you.
Yeah, no, yeah, never use that.
Now, prognosis without diagnosis is malpractice. Is she not trying to pitch me without knowing anything about me? Knowing that I'm possibly one of the world's leading authorities on teaching networking, and you're going to hard pitch me, of all people, with this. When there's a possibility I made more last month than she's made in 3 or 4 years, because I had a really good month last month, like one of the best months I've ever had. It's hundreds of thousands in 1 month. And she's going to ask me, this is offensive to me. I would never send her a referral. I got pissed off. This one and the next one is the reason you're getting this training. So here's another one. Keep your glasses on. A lady puts, so there's a lot of coffee network marketing things coming out. And she put a survey on her Facebook page. How many cups of coffee do you drink per day? And I put 4. She PMs me, Rick, 4 cups of coffee a day. You need this in your life. Thanks for your vote on my. So there's 2 yours right there. Remember, you and your are offensive. We go down a little bit. Has much more caffeine, blah, blah, blah. If you're intermittent fasting or living keto lifestyle, it's perfect because blah, blah, blah. Now, guess what? It's 2 pages long.
Oh, wow.
And it goes down, and on the bottom, for just $20, you get 3-day sample pack. Would you like to go ahead and snag your sample pack? So I got using yours all throughout. She's selling her thing. And by the way, $20 for 3 samples, that's $6 per serving of coffee.
That's expensive.
I'm like, are you on crack? And then the next message was, for a limited time only, I'm discounting it to $15. So now I'm reading it going, you're trying to rip me off, then you're taking $5 off, you're trying to sell me hard clothes, and I don't even know who the hell you are. You don't know how much I make. You don't know I don't need it. This can go for a while before I'm going to need money.
Great.
So here's the last one. Hey, Rick, I was looking at your profile. I see you're in real estate. I'm an entrepreneur in my company. We love working with smart professional people. Good. Try to put me on a pedestal by calling me smart and professional. I'm not that smart. I'm just a good networker. Quick question. Do you keep your options open in terms of making money outside of what you're currently doing in real estate profession? You got to be shitting me. It's you and your every other line. People want to puke from that and they want to run from you. So this one pissed me off too. I got all 3 of these in one day. The day we went on lockdown, I got these.
Really?
All 3 in the same day. So the reason I can only do 2 of these coachings a day is because I get so freaking fired up, Theresa. I'm like sweating now. I'm so passionate, like you're passionate about Mary Kay. I'm passionate about teaching people there's a better way to talk besides the way you were taught. If you look at this faucet, excuse me, on the left-hand side, or if it's a right for you, so it should be on the left-hand side. It says salesperson. On the right-hand side, it says networker. Now, when a hairstylist or someone on your team introduces you to somebody for the product or service, Theresa, you're turning on the salesperson faucet. You have my permission. Okay? But when you meet a stranger at a networking event, when you meet with a power partner and you walk up to them and say, are you interested in the opportunity? you made a mistake. You got to turn, I'm trying to get in front of the camera. You got to turn the salesperson faucet off, and you got to turn the networker on. And the networker doesn't say you and your. The networker uses the passive phrases. Have you ever heard someone say? It's indirect. When they get in your sales pipeline, then turn the networker off and sell the crap out of them. But until you get them chasing you, turn the salesperson off. All right. So this one topic, over 3,000 hours of study, excuse me. This I've taught to way more than 20,000 people. This is elevator speech. You take this, personalize it for yourself, and this is what you start saying when you're in networker mode. Excuse me. My voice is going because allergies are getting me too.
I know, I'm sorry.
No problem. We got to haul ass because I got to get you done in, I got 20 minutes to teach you my whole life's work in the next 20 minutes. Okay. So that's the actual reticular activating system, okay? It's in your brainstem. And I'm gonna prove to you that it exists. All right. Now, this is where Rick, Rick is crazy. You and I are old enough, because I think you're probably a little older than me. I was born November 18, 1968. You might be a couple months older than me, because I'm about as young as you could be to be graduating 86.
Yeah,
so
I'm in August.
I know you're old enough to remember an AM/FM radio.
Okay? Oh, yes.
This pen is the antenna to an AM/FM radio, okay? I'm not gonna hold the whole radio. This is an antenna. This is your reticular activating system, okay? I'm gonna explain. All right. So if I want to tune the radio to country music, then country music will go into the antenna, because in that moment in time, it's vibrating at the same resonance as the radio station, and the radio station goes flying into the antenna and it comes out to speakers, right or wrong?
Now repeat that for a second.
No problem. This is an antenna. I tune the radio to country music, which tunes this to a frequency that attaches to the frequency in the air of country music. Country music flies into the antenna and the music comes out the speakers. Right or wrong?
Right.
Same with your car, Sirius satellite. It's connecting to a frequency. When you match the frequency to the, like I like Howard Stern, when it matches the Howard Stern frequency, Howard Stern comes out of the speakers. So this is tuned to a resonance to bring in whatever music you tune it to, okay?
Right, okay.
So this is where Rick's gonna get crazy, because what I just told you is fact. What I'm about to tell you is fact, whether you believe it or not. Have you ever heard of the term of the law of attraction?
Yes, of course.
Okay. So Rick's gonna get crazy for a second. If I can tune this antenna, tune the radio station, and get country music to come through this antenna, would you please agree with me so we could at least get through the next 20 minutes that in my hand, I'm holding country music?
Yes.
Thank you. Here's a hug. I just hug you. Thank you. Because if you don't believe that, let's end the webinar. It's in the air. You're going to tune this to it to actually become it into reality, okay? Let's go a little deeper, because I'm going to teach you that this is the reticular activating system and how we're going to program it to the radio station of referrals, okay? Because you cannot see the radio station, but you just turn a knob and it shows up, okay? It's right here. You cannot see the referrals because your radio station and the radio station of your clients aren't quite tuned. You get some referrals. I'm talking about referrals. I'm talking about wherever you are now, and that other person who's above you making way more than you is where you'd be. Okay. So you're gonna, my wife just went running by. So all the referrals you can handle are there. You got to tune the radio station of the reticular activating system to the referral channel. Okay. Now, do you see on the bottom of the screen, it now says the gray BMW. So Theresa, when we were able to walk around, drive around, just in it, without trying too hard to answer this, I'm going to ask you a question. Give me the first number that comes to your mind. Don't think about it, okay? You're driving around, you're doing your thing, you're doing whatever you're doing, you're driving around. When you get home, The second you walked in the door, if I said, hey, how many gray BMWs did you see today? What do you think you'd say without thinking too hard about it?
20.
Perfect. So on the next day, when you wake up and you're leaving the house, I'm going to say, hey, Theresa, all day long, I want you to look for gray BMWs. How many do you think you'd see?
Probably 40.
No, you'd see 200 or 300.
Okay.
It wouldn't just double. Because when you're just driving around and you're doing your thing, you're living your life. You're going to the grocery store. I'm wondering if I didn't prep you and you came home, I wonder if your answer would have been 3 or 4 gray BMWs. Might have been 20. But I'm gonna tell you right now, if you spent the entire day driving around and looking everywhere for gray BMWs, if you saw 20 and you weren't paying attention, I promise you're gonna see more than 40. If I said look all day for them, you're gonna see hundreds. Can we agree on that possibly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So direct selling people is your first answer. Finding the reticular activating system is your second answer. And it's usually when people say it, they say, I would have seen 3. And then they go, I would have seen 30. It's usually a 5 to 10 times higher number, the second question. You're one of the very few who only doubled it. Usually it's like 5 to 10 times more. So that's the number of referrals that you're going to be getting more. First number, sell everyone you meet. Second number, don't sell them. Give them the passive wording. Are you cool so far? That's as crazy as I'll get for you today. And then the grocery store, I won't get into that. That's when you have your shopping list and you're walking down the aisle and you pick the jelly, and then you go down another aisle and you grab the bread, and then you look and go peanut butter, and you go, I'm so stupid. Why didn't I grab the peanut butter? It was right next to the jelly. You're not stupid. You have a reticular activating system and you are going down a checklist. Your mind focuses on individual singular things. And I'll explain to you why you can't use the word anyone or anybody. So 4 words you need to remove from your vocabulary: you and your, and anyone or anybody. And I'll explain why. This is going to explain it right here.
Okay.
What do you see on the screen?
An acorn.
I plant that in the ground and I nourish it. What grows?
Tree.
What kind?
An acorn tree.
You know, it's hard for people. I had to learn this too. An oak tree.
An oak tree. I knew it was something.
I'm gonna go back to the seed. By the way, that's not even a seed. It's a wood carving, but it was a big picture of an acorn, even though it's actual wood carving. Let me ask you this, and I'm sorry if I keep doing this, the allergies, because people maybe see this on video if I post this or send it to you or whatever. I'm rubbing my nose because the allergies are killing me, sorry. So when I plant this, how come I don't get a Christmas tree? How come I don't get a rose bush? How come I don't get a lemon tree?
Because it's an acorn that's gonna already knows what it's supposed to be.
You got it. It's genetically programmed to only be an oak tree. So do you see that acorn? Remember the antenna? That acorn is tuned to the oak tree radio station.
Nothing else.
Not the lemon tree radio station. So when you plant it, it's resonating. It is an antenna, because things need to fly into that for it to turn into that, right or wrong?
Yes.
Because inside that nut, when I cut it open, is not a tree. Inside of that nut is genetic potential vibrating at a frequency that when you plant it, what's in the water, what's in the soil, and what's from the sun, if it creates a lemon tree, see my hands? If it creates a lemon tree, it's repelled. It's repelled. If it creates an oak tree, it flies into the seed. Law of attraction. If you put out, if every day all you did was sit at home and drink and drink and drink and drink, you're attracting DUIs and you're attracting death. That's the radio station that somebody who drinks 24/7 is putting out. This nut is putting out the frequency I want to turn into an oak tree. If in the water, the soil, and the sun creates a lemon tree, it's repelled. If it creates an oak tree, it's attracted. Are we cool so far?
Yes.
Okay, that's the reticular. So that and the antenna is the reticular activating system. That's the picture of it. It's in your brainstem. If you didn't have it, you'd be dead. Okay. Now, these are things not to say. So don't memorize these. I don't want these programmed in your mind.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to make more money? Hey, do you need a little side hustle? Hey, do you keep your options open to make money in other industries? Hey, do you drink coffee? I have an opportunity for you. Do you want to learn how to earn a full-time income and your part-time? All that stuff, people like this.
Yeah.
Pyramid, all this crap, all these improper terms they use that is not fair, because if it was a pyramid, they'd be in jail. Bless you. It's not a pyramid, but it's all these terms people use to run away. Bless you.
Excuse me.
So all of this stuff. And hey, like if one of the approaches with Mary Kay was, hey, how much do you spend on your cosmetics? I still know you're trying to sell me something.
Yeah.
But I can reverse that and say, hey, have you ever had one of your girlfriends say, God, I spend too much money on cosmetics? It's the same question. One makes them go, bah! One goes, oh my God, I spend too much money on it. What are you talking about? I do. That's me. And then they chase you. They have to chase you, or you're not a networker. If you're chasing people, I always tell people, I do this. If you're cold calling, knocking on doors, or you're approaching people, you do not know how to network. There is no way to water that down. When people are going, Theresa, I have 10 people dying to meet you. They cannot wait to meet you. That person's getting pretty good at networking. And one of the ways they're doing is they're selling you and they're not selling the product or service. Okay. Also, you heard of features and benefits? You heard the term features and benefits?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to use this only because I can reach it. I'll use this as an example. This knife. Okay, this knife, no one in the world has ever bought a knife. Okay, really nice, $130. No one has ever bought a knife. You know what this is? It's a box cutter. It cuts string. So I need to open up a box. I have to buy one of these, which happens to be a knife. But I bought it to open up a box. So do I want to sell the knife, or do I want to sell the box opening? The box opening. Nobody bought the knife just to buy a knife. They bought it with a self-protection or whatever. Being a guy, guys in marketing learned this. No one in the world has ever bought a drill. No one has ever bought a drill. They bought a hole. You understand? Do you guys have a hot tub or anything?
We do.
Perfect. Is it outside or in the house?
Oh, it's outside.
Okay, perfect. When you guys installed it, there's a chance someone had to drill a hole in the wall to run the electricity to power it, and somebody had to drill a hole to run whatever tubing or whatever goes to it. Okay, they used a drill. Now, if let's say your husband did it, this is the easiest way to explain. Your husband did not buy a drill. Your husband bought a hot tub. You get that? So when you're selling product or selling, you have to sell the benefit, not the product and not the opportunity. So when even Theresa, you got a beautiful home, you're obviously successful. If I'm going to sell to you, I'm going to sell the product. One of the things I could sell, free car. And then the step to free car is then we paint the picture of what's your current car payment. My current car payment's $600 a month. Awesome. So let's get you the free car, and we just saved you $600 a month. We're selling the benefit. Joining Mary Kay to make money. Cool. Free car. What?
Right.
No car payment? What? I could stay home and homeschool my kids?
Right.
But everybody sells freaking features. It's the wrong thing to sell. Now, you and I have 12 minutes. Let's talk about what to say. And remember, the wrong approach gets you yes or no. The right approach gets you yes, no, or a phone number. And don't say you and your. So before I do this, I want to show you. This is my, get it centered in there. That's my land investing card. Okay. Now on the back, what I'm about to teach you is right here. Okay, I'm going to read this to you. Don't worry if you can't read it.
Yeah, it's kind of small.
Don't worry about it. So for my land banking business, Theresa, a perfect referral. I'm going to do my last third of my elevator speech for you right now. Theresa, in my land banking business, a perfect referral for me is if you've ever heard a friend, family member, or a client say any of the following. I want to diversify my investment portfolio. The only way my 401k or IRA goes up is when I put money into it. My 401k is a 201k. I'm sick of tenants, toilets, termites, and trouble. The stock market is freaking me out. My investments are stressing me out. I need to do a 1031 exchange. I can't put enough money away to retire comfortably. Now that's just right there on the back of my card. I have about 40 more. So, Theresa, your kids, how old?
17 and 20.
Okay, mine are about to be 18 and 15. If your kids were under 12, then I would use quotes on you. Hey, Theresa, have you ever heard a friend or family member say, I don't know how I'm going to put my kids through college. Whoa, wow, I just found out how much college costs and I'm freaking out. Now, I'm looking at you, and I don't know if you know it, for the last 30 seconds, you've been doing this. You want to know why? Because in your lifetime, you thought that. Or you could be thinking it now. If I went up to you and said, hey, Theresa, do you want to make more money to put your kids through college?
Yeah, you don't say anything, you know?
Like, no, I'm waiting for you to sell me Amway or life insurance or something. Theresa, have you ever heard a friend or family member say, I just found out how much college is and I can't sleep at night. My kids are 8 and 5 and I don't know how I'm going to put them through college.
Right.
Then the response is going to be, oh my God, that's me. Or my sister was just saying that the other day, and you've opened up the world to this and not this. Okay. So I'm going to show you my wording, and then you kind of come up with it for your business. Okay. I don't do your business. I have a pretty damn good idea what you should say, but if I give you everything, I gotta I'm gonna put some of the bait on the hook, but you gotta cast it out and you gotta learn how to fish a little bit too. So here are some, and some of these might be for your industry. So the wrong thing to say is, hey, do you want to make more money? Hey, do you need a side hustle? Blah, blah, blah. Keep your glasses on. This is what we want to look at. A perfect client for me is a friend or family member. Hey, have you heard anybody say, don't use the word anybody, even though I just used the wrong word. Friend, family member, or client say, I need to make more money. I need to lose weight. I don't know how to retire. I'll throw a couple in for you. And I don't know all your whole product line. This is one of my wife's. They just stopped making my favorite foundation. I spend so much money on makeup, it's beyond belief. I've been on pain meds for the last 6 months. There has to be a better way. Boy, I drink a lot of coffee. God, I love candles. That's the candle network marketing, right? I haven't been feeling myself lately. I spend way too much money on cosmetics. It's there. I'm too embarrassed to go to the gym. So we can look at every one of these can lead to one of those network marketing deals I showed on the list. Do you guys have weight loss products now?
No.
Okay.
It's all skincare and color cosmetics.
Awesome. Fine. Theresa, you know, I tried using this. I went to Costco and I got this cheap makeup, and look at my face. It's breaking out. You think anybody in the history of the world's ever said that?
Oh, yes.
So what I've given you here is, if you look at it, there's some for the opportunity, right or wrong. I need to make more money. I don't know how I'm going to put my kids through college. I spend so much money on makeup. I tried this makeup. My friend told me about. My face is breaking out. I need something that's good for my skin. You guys have been in business a long time. I'm pretty sure you got some pretty good products for that.
Yeah.
Or are we going to go up to everybody we meet and go, hey, do you spend too much money on cosmetics? Hey, do you want to make more money? It's going to cut your referrals by like 80%. You're still going to get some, Theresa. If that side of it didn't work, then you and a lot of other people would have never recruited anyone. So these approaches work. I'm just teaching you one that works better. If you walked up to every person you met, because you did mention in your notes that it's a numbers game, I agree and disagree. It is a numbers game. It's a smart numbers game. I want to have 50 conversations, and where you might get this many because you're playing the numbers, I want to get this many, and I'm still only talking to 50 people. I don't want to talk to a lot of people. I want a smart numbers game because I'm lazy, and I don't want to work more than 15 hours a week. So I want to say better things. So that's kind of it. Let me see what time it is. Yeah, we have 5 minutes because I'm gonna let you go 10 minutes before your next thing. So I'm gonna send you a link to my elevator speech training.
Okay.
It's only 18 minutes long, and it's gonna teach you word for word how to craft your elevator speech. And then when you're done, I want you to type it and send it to me, and I'm gonna critique it and send it back, and then you'll see what the finished product of your approach looks like. Okay.
Okay.
Any
Awesome.
questions? Anything you want to hit me with?
No, everything was great. I loved all the things learning. Because generally I do, but just tweaking everything just a little bit, you know,
Yep.
the wording, the you and your, I definitely love, and definitely
We all
the
do
indirect selling approach.
Yeah.
And it's funny that you said, you know, selling me, you know, sometimes I feel like, you know, but now I know, but it's interesting, like tomorrow I have a Zoom call with some of my key people I invited, and now they're inviting their customers to come on because they want to watch me do a live Zoom call. So they are selling me, and I'm like, wow,
Correct.
so people already RSVPing.
Yeah.
So I can see how that can maybe, now I can kind of, what you've taught me today to really even expand more on that.
Yes. Yeah. Don't be, this is not a time to be humble. So if you don't want to talk about money, that's fine. But I'm guessing you made a couple bucks, right? So XYZ number of awards, 11 cars, 20 years, created this many people I helped get out of their day job, any accolade you have. Now, I did it. I showed you checks. I showed you awards. I told you how much money I make, which I got to edit out, all that stuff. But when I sell my wife, I say, look, 10 years ago, I was living in my office homeless. Today, I'm a multimillionaire. Nothing to do with me. I have a good networking skill, but without my wife, I'd still be living in my car. Something like that. I build my wife on such a pedestal that I don't even exist in the conversation. That goes back to this, Theresa. The ones that are good at selling you and getting themselves out of the picture, it's because they took the ego hat off. Because I got a couple people on my team that aren't doing that well because they got to talk about themselves. They're selling land. Hey, I own land here. I have this. I have that. And yeah, try to get on the webinar. I hope you get on. No, forget all that crap and go. You will not believe how successful Marcella is. Wait till you hear from Marcella. She can explain it 1,000 times better than me. Wait till you. They're going to get on the webinar. They're going to be shaking. And they can't even believe they're on a webinar with Theresa. I can't believe when they learn to do that, you have to teach your team to do that. And yes, it's weird.
I know, I was gonna say, that's kind of interesting. I mean,
but have you or have you not sold people above you, whether now or in the beginning, to get people to listen to you?
Yes.
Okay, so you need to write your bio and you need to teach your team how to sell you so you're not doing it. You understand?
Okay.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna let you go. I'll send you emails in a little while.
Thank you. And hey, when Scott's Seafood gets back up and running, you know, my husband, director of operations and chef, I'd like for you and Marcella to go in and he'll treat you for dinner.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll definitely take you up on that. Which one?
It's the one in Jack London Square in Oakland.
Perfect. Thank you. We'll keep in touch. I'm not gonna run away from you, so we'll stay in touch.
Okay. Thanks, Rick.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.